So how do you get the Mexican and the Portuguese passport with little to next to no residency? I'm going to discuss this very important topic. Let's say you had to pick one, and I would say 70% of the people will pick one of these programs and 30% of the people will get both. It only makes sense to get as many, but let's say you had to pick one. I'm going to share my thoughts on which one is better for you, and this video is going to be for British nationals, Australians, Canadians, people from the US. This is going to be particularly very important. And then also this is applicable to people from the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Specifically, a lot of issues that people are facing in such nations, right? Either they're political issues where you absolutely need a backup option. Let's say it's time to leave for obvious reasons. So you have options. And then the reason why I'm mentioning the UAE or Saudi Arabia is because you need a layer of protection. You're literally at the mercy of no one. You have a passport from a country that would never support you. That's a draconian dictatorship. It's a third world poor country for a reason. So you just cannot rely on that thin sheet of paper, right? You want to have a meaty option. You want to be able to travel with your family in future for travel mobility, as well as you want protection inside of, let's say, the UAE or Saudi Arabia. So again, both solutions are equally applicable to both type of people. Now, first, let me start off with Portugal. This is by far the best EU option. You're getting a solid, strong passport. I would say stereotypically, reputation-wise, power and strength wise, I would rate this much higher than the American, Canadian, Australian or the British passport. A very swift nationality, very useful nationality, one of the best in the EU. This program can be obtained without much residency at all. I would say next to no residency. Only 7 days per year. You put that time on the ground in the country, have a beautiful vacation with your family, and then time flies. Once you wake up after 5 years, it's time for citizenship. We're going to discuss an option which not a lot of people are aware of, which is at the fraction of the cost, right? But that's later, so you make sure you don't miss out on that. But before that, the two very powerful changes that the Portuguese government has made, and I used to not recommend this program before because the delay was astronomical, but after the changes this has become very, very exciting. The first exciting change that they've made is that the time to citizenship starts the moment you apply online. So the moment you submit your permanent residency application, let's not call it permanent, let's call it golden visa, sort of effectively means the same thing. So you apply for the residency online, your clock starts, and then you're looking for your citizenship after 5 years. Secondly, seems like people are able to get citizenship with the minimum residency requirements. That's a big positive, a big change. Now, how do you get this program at half the cost or next to half the cost? Now, this can be done through specific hospitality funds, and we work with or we partner with the top of the top in Portugal. Again, if you are interested, you can always reach us. We can introduce you with the developer. You can verify for yourself. These are some of the biggest brand names in Portugal. Now, there are a couple of things here. One, you can obtain conditionless mortgage, right? 100K added to your tally, added to your balance. So let's say you're putting in, let's just make this up, 325, getting the 100K in loan. There's a 100K or let's say 75K to 100K, your upfront yield. So there's no opportunity cost really. You're putting in the money, but you're getting upfront profit. So they're paying you 100K upfront. You get all this money, you collect all this money immediately, right? Day one, you have this bang in your bank account. You're only putting in the 325, getting the 100K in mortgage, getting almost 100K in profits. You park this in the golden visa. This is locked for the 5-year period. You get your citizenship, or let's say you transfer to your permanent residence and then you apply for your citizenship. Your money is released back to you. So you're not only getting back your original amount of 325, but you're also getting the profits that were paid to you up front. So this is a win-win situation. I can't say that you're getting the passport for free. You're actually getting paid profit up front for collecting your passport eventually. So that is the all important, powerful Portugal option. If you're interested, you can always reach us. We are helping our clients with this currently. Again, this is a great option if you're looking for absolutely no residency. A lot of people don't mind doing this program, but they don't have the upfront capital, right? They just don't have the 300K to park in this fund. So that's where Mexico, which is a far more powerful passport. And the interesting thing, which a lot of people absolutely aren't aware of, is Mexico, in my opinion, is a much stronger passport than either the Portuguese or the American or the Canadian passports. And if you want to know the reasons why this is far more powerful than any other passport, you can return to my previous videos on this topic. I've covered this extensively. Now, before we deep dive into the flexibility, or what kind of flexibility you can strike with the Mexican option, right? The Mexican residency, so you can collect this powerful passport. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a moment and subscribe. Our subscriber is our biggest strength. Our advanced members are our real strength, and that's the reason why we have been able to blast through. And we are now the third largest channel in this domain, in this micro niche, RCBI micro niche. So continue to support us, and I'll promise you I'll get you all the changes, all the updates as soon as I can. All right, so with Mexico, I think this is a better program than Portugal if you aren't willing to put the upfront capital. A lot of people from the UAE are currently working, right? They're working in their professions. They just don't have the ready capital of 325. They would have put that in. It's just that it's not readily available, and that's where the Mexican option comes to the rescue. The beautiful thing about Mexico is that the temporary or the permanent, it really does not matter. The time to citizenship remains constant. Same like Portugal, it's 5 years wait and then you apply for citizenship. The temporary residency has two criteria. It's either or. There's a third criteria, which is through property purchase, but that's a topic for a different time. Here I'm going to discuss the two easy ones, which most of you can qualify. The best thing about Mexico as compared to any other Latin option is that this works on active salary, right? So your salary from job can qualify. You're looking at a few $1,000s in income. You just got to show the income to the authorities, right? You just have to show your pay stubs and you can qualify that way. What are the amounts? They keep changing, but I've covered this extensively across other videos. Our strength is to get you the card in a day once you land inside Mexico. And if you are interested in learning how this is even possible, I think this type of card issuance in a day is the fastest of the fastest in the world. And the way we are able to legally strike this is covered in this video. You can return and take a look at this. Now, income, active income is one option. There's a second option where you're just showing a modest bank balance, right? It's less than 100K. It's around the 75, 80K mark USD. You have that much balance sitting in your account. It's an average monthly balance. You show it for a certain time frame and you can still qualify for the residency. This is a flexible residency. So let's say you're in Dubai, Saudi Arabia, US, UK, Australia. You can't leave right now. You're prepping to leave in future, or you may think that you would leave in future, or let's say you want an option so you can leave in future. Whatever the case might be, this is ticking. The clock is ticking. You're getting closer and closer and closer to your citizenship. Towards the end, the last 2 years, that's when you put the minimum physical presence just before you apply for the Mexican citizenship. Obviously, this would require slightly more time on the ground as compared to the premium Portugal option. But once you complete that, you can apply for your citizenship and then you have the Mexican passport. And always remember, time is equal to money. So if you have the money, you go with Portugal, right? You put in the 300K, you get the 100K profit, get paid, right? Money pulls money. So you put the money, you pull the money, you get the upfront profits, get the passport after 5 years. That's the option if you have the money. If you don't have the money, but you have slight amount of time, you park the time in Mexico when the right time comes, and you still pick up a equally or even better or even stronger Mexican passport. At any point in time, we work with the best developers, the best attorneys, and I personally put a lot of hard work in finding the best and the fastest who can get you your benefit before almost anyone else could, right? So if you are interested, you can always reach us. We discuss this from morning to evening and get you started with the option of your choice. And I recently had an interview with the guy who runs the AI and almost triggers 2/3 of the budget for the Angolan government, right? Angola offers the full access to British citizenship eventually. If British citizenship is of something of an interest to you, looking at obtaining this through other means, hop onto this video. It's a very interesting video with Vince. He also appeared on the Nomad Capitalist. It's going to be an interesting conversation if you have not seen it before. All right, catch you in this one.